Good afternoon, everybody. It is Saturday, October 14th, the absolute pinnacle of autumn in the Brandywine Valley here in southeastern Pennsylvania. It's a beautiful afternoon, overcast, moderate temperature, probably around 70 degrees. And we're gonna see what we can catch in the Brandywine Creek this afternoon. See you out there. We have our first fish of the day, like 3 casts in. Little Brandywine redbreast. Nothing special. Caught him on the trout magnet, which I just happened to have on from the last time I was fishing. And I may not keep on much longer, but goodbye. Fish on the spinner. Another redbreast. Pretty much the same size as the last. Not a bad little fish. Anybody? Off we go. So far only redbreasts. I'm kind of hopeful. That was an interesting cast. Kind of hopeful to pick up a bass along in here somewhere, because there are definitely bass in the creek, largemouth and smallmouth. I've caught both. Never really caught a decent sized largemouth here. Maybe 14 inches is the biggest. But I have to believe there's enough water in this creek and enough forage and everything that there should be some decent sized largemouths. You know, I have caught some pretty good smallmouths, but I'm curious to know when that later fall pattern, when it gets chilly and all the smallmouths just disappear, when that kicks in. So far no smallmouths on this trip, but it's early and maybe we'll get a smallmouth before it's all said and done, or hopefully maybe we'll get several. Alright, I'm back with the Senko. It is a kind of a dark green number, and we'll see if that has any kind of better prospects. It's just a little difficult to fish in the current here, but it's all right. At least try it a little bit and see what happens. There's just really healthy current ripping down through this spot, which, by the way, should make it a great spot. You got current and you've got structure. I mean, really, should be a spot where we can catch a fish, but the only thing it doesn't have is a lot of depth. It's a couple feet deep over there. Not a lot of depth. Which, you know, ideally you'd have not only current and structure, but depth. Yeah. There's a fish back in there. I don't know what that is. Bass? Bass. Smallmouth variety. How about that? There we go. He was right back in the lumber too. Alright, he's not a biggie, but he's a smallmouth nonetheless. There he is. Pretty fish. On the Senko. He hit it hard too. Alright, buddy. Catch you next time. Fish on. A little bass, it looks like. Yeah. There he is. Fat little fella. Look at this guy. Pretty fish. Nice full belly. He was back up in those sticks. I threw it back up in there and he slammed it, but he was back up in the wood just like that smallmouth was. This little guy's about, let's see here, it was just about 8 inches long, maybe a little less. I mean, 7.5. Little teeny guy. Pretty fish though. Off he goes. On the Senko. Changed colors. to kind of a natural cinnamon fleck or something, but it was a good fish. All right, switched up the lure to the twist tail, and it produced a red breast. My fault. God, what a pretty day. Ah! Could have hit right there and missed him. I always get a tip foul after I get a hit and miss him too. That's always great. Right down here below me. There's a fish. Better fish too. Well, a little bit better. Pretty good red breast. There he is. Not too shabby. Not huge, but not shabby. All right, buddy. All right. Ready? Off you go. All right. All right. Another fish on the tube, this time standard issue Brandywine red breast. Off you go. You know how much fishing activity these fish get here. Probably relatively little. I mean, you have to kind of go out of your way to get down here to fish these fish. There's a fish. Another little smallmouth, it looks like. Yep, that's what it is. Another little smallmouth. Hey, buddy. There he is. Tiny little Brandywine smallmouth. So that's not what we're looking for. Another fish. A little more size to him. Red breast, very pretty one too. These fish aren't quite as bright now as it seems like they were brighter back in August. Another tiny smallmouth on the tube. While the camera was off, I also caught about a half dozen red breasts and one smallmouth that I was going to turn the camera back on for, but he managed to get himself unhooked right as I went to grab the lure. So that didn't work out too well. I didn't get that on camera. He was he was maybe 8-inch smallmouth instead of a 6-inch. There's a fish, missed him. These fish really seem to like this tube. And it's interesting because I was fishing it for a while under a bobber and I got some hits, but as soon as I took the bobber off, I started getting a much higher hit ratio than I was getting when I had the bobber on. So whatever that tells you, I don't know if the bobber spooked them or if they didn't like the way that the lure looked in the water when it was under the bobber. I don't know which. I tried a bunch of different depths, and so I tried it pretty shallow, tried it about 3 feet deep, and then I tried it about halfway in between. and I got some action, I got some hits, but I seem to be doing considerably better with just a free drift, not under the bobber. All right, guys, I'm into a pretty solid smallmouth here. Very solid for the Brandywine. He hit it very close to me in this deep water, and he is a monster. And I just want to keep him on and get him in this net. Holy crap. All right, buddy. This is a beautiful fish. Come on. Come on. He's too big from a net. Jeez. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, and he came out just as he got in the net. Look at that fish. That is a beauty. All right, that's what you come out for. He's, I don't know, 2.5 maybe, possibly 2.5, 3, I don't know. He's a 2.5 at least. Beautiful fish. Hey, buddy, gorgeous. All right, you ready to go? You ready? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that was awesome. All right, that was spectacular. Here's what I got him on. Little chatterbait, 1/8 ounce. The little minnow tail. Can't beat it. Well, that wraps it up for the evening. Not a ton of fish action today, but I could have caught 0 fish other than that smallmouth, and it would have been a great day. What a beautiful fish. What a great way to cap off an afternoon of fishing out here. Fantastic. Till next time.